Hey, you don't get to start quoting Matthew McConaughey over here. All right.
All right. So, welcome to another episode of Midcard Mana. It is I, the loose cannon, and we got with us. We gotta do this before every video, because then what if someone just watches one?
I know, right? Well, I'm King Willis.
I could just put it at the bottom of every video.
That's effort. I mean, if you're willing to take that effort, Sam Kill, a wrestling connoisseur, see, I did it for you. Then you can. Yeah. This is all recorded by you, so.
It is. I know.
So these are our predictions for the upcoming Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
This Sunday.
So fast.
Sunday, October 8th at the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. So the pre-show match is currently set to be Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin versus the Hype Bros.
First of all, I'm already upset that Shelton Benjamin's on the pre-show already. Like, oh, what a way to come back already, right?
Yeah, pre-show.
Well, I mean, it's the Hype Bros,
plus,
so where else are they going to put the Hype Bros?
Half of this storyline they've been airing on exclusives.
Yeah, which is kind of disappointing because Shelton Benjamin deserves better. But
yeah, but if you're going to turn somebody heel, you would kind of want it to be
on the main card
out there for people to see.
Yeah. But we'll see how that goes. So our predictions. I say Gable and Benjamin with a new tag team finishers, similar to perhaps Grand Amplitude, since they're sort of trying to have them be American Alpha 2.0.
I was thinking along the same lines, but revolve around the world's greatest tag team finish. You know, the rebound off the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, Hype Bros are going to lose.
Hype Bros are going to lose, and I predict that this leads to the breakup of the Hype Bros, and have a feud between them. I say Mojo heel, Ryder face.
I would agree on the same thing. It's just a shame on the pre-show.
Yeah, it's gonna suck. Ryder staying face. I would totally have Ryder go heel, but
with how they've been playing it with all the exclusive content. It's looking more like Mojo's going to be the one to snap and be like, "You've been holding me down, bro. You were out on injury for a while, and then you decided to come back, and it wasn't working anymore. The hype wasn't there."
The hype wasn't there. I don't know what they'll do with him as a heel, honestly.
I mean, not like we know what they would do with him as a face.
Well, I mean, as a face, he could at least be like this hacksaw Jim Duggan, fun babyface character.
That's kind of good, actually. I didn't think of that.
And they never really gave him a chance. They just automatically threw him in with the tag team.
But since that's a good idea, it's not going to happen.
Right. I mean, that's honestly, having him do a singles run in that manner probably would have been the best thing for him. I would totally just turn Zack Ryder heel on him and push that fun babyface sort of thing. It's not going to get him anywhere, but it may have him on the show every week.
Yeah, which is something, honestly.
Which is a paycheck.
It's better than some other people like this person.
But they really don't know what to do with Zack Ryder. They have no idea what to do.
I mean, they've never really known what to do with Zack Ryder.
So my prediction...
So Zack Ryder sort of always blazed his own trail.
Yeah, my prediction is they're going to turn the tag team heel. And that we may
I
see
like
them
that.
win.
I like that better than having them turn on each other. I feel like they're going to end up turning on each other, but I like that better than having... like Ryder,
especially
get destroyed.
Yeah. Especially right around the council, so many
I'm gonna go with that.
Also,
yeah. I'm gonna go on the route out on a limb here and say that the tag team turns heel and they win the match versus cheating or whatever. Happened here first.
I heard it here first.
Just in case it does happen.
In the off chance. So I don't have it in order of what it's actually going to be, but just the order of what I feel like the significance of the match is. So the first one I have up is Randy Orton versus Rusev. We saw a similar match to this in Oahu when they came. It was a last man standing match between Orton versus Rusev. I feel like it's going to be Orton.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because I think it should be Rusev.
It should be Rusev to get him over more.
And Rusev is, incredibly talented. We've seen him do and hold up really good matches with a lot of people. He just can't seem to get that rub.
yeah, I don't know. It just would depend on what they've got planned. They're probably just looking for this to be another peg in the feud. So I'm going to say Orton. Hopefully Rusev will get the rub in the long run.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
We've talked about before, Aiden English is now in this. If this is the send-off match, I would say Rusev, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's
But
not happening.
I could totally see this, if this was the send-off match, having Aiden English interfere,
Mm-hmm.
costing Orton the match. Don't think it's going to happen. I think English will interfere, get RKO'd. Rusev will get RKO'd.
It won't.
Yeah.
He'll interfere, but it won't make a difference.
And yeah,
It'll just be an
Orton will
RKO
walk away
fest.
with a win.
Yeah. Because they just love to push the legends.
Yeah.
Ironic, he's a legend now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So, you know, what will probably be like, you know, not a terrible match, but just not terribly exciting.
yeah, I think it'll probably go on for far too long. And it'll get somewhat cliche.
Yeah.
Orton did say recently on, I think like a podcast, maybe it was like Edge or somebody, that he wants to turn heel again. Because he's tired of the babyface thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well,
He's
you
always
don't know
it's
how
like
to
he's
be a
always worked better
babyface.
as a heel anyway.
Yeah.
But-
I don't know what they would do with him as a heel right now, though. Honestly,
Because everything's just so.
you know, feuding with Rude. You know, I mean, there's not.
Be the next strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rude, that's the next match we're going to talk about. Bobby Roode versus Dolph Ziggler.
The further burial of Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I imagine it's going to be a fairly good match between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to end with Rude winning.
Yeah.
After maybe 2 or 3 glorious DDTs. I don't think it's just going to take one.
It should probably start the show. Honestly, I would have that as my first pay-per-view match.
I would see that
To
as a
really,
good idea.
like,
yeah.
Get people.
Get it hype
I was going to say get excited because
before
I
hype
didn't
bros
want
drag it down.
I'd say the same thing, but I wouldn't say 2 or 3. I think one glorious DDT would do it.
Oh yeah.
They got to make
They
him look
shouldn't-
strong. They got to make him look strong.
That's
some
the
way or
problem they
another.
did with Nakamura. They made him look equal to Dolph, and Dolph has been so buried. It did not do Nakamura any favors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, then with their just continued mishandling, but that's again a whole nother story. That's you know I'm gonna pencil it in that's gonna be one of the first big roundtable discussions we have.
What's that?
Pencil it in. The WWE's misuse of foreign
Mishandling?
stars, specifically
Yeah.
Japanese.
That's pretty much, you know, mishandling is pretty much my entire blog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How WWE mishandles everything.
So the next match that we're gonna talk about is AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin for the WWE United States Championship.
Which I don't even know why we're having this match when they talk about him blowing all these chances. He's getting pinned every week. Why does Baron Corbin even have a title shot?
Yeah,
Yeah. Why is he even relevant to the title?
because he goads them into being like, well, I'll just beat you because you suck. You're a mean person. You need to be taught some respect, and then. So I think Corbin's gonna win. I'm not happy about it,
You think so?
but I think they're gonna give it to Corbin. And I think it's gonna be just added fuel to the feud between them. I think they're gonna strap him. Styles doesn't need the belt to be phenomenal,
The only
but Corbin
reason why-
needs the belt to be relevant.
The only reason I can see that even happening is if you're going to have AJ challenge Jinder in a feud.
I mean, AJ's really the next one, I guess, coming up.
It would make the most sense. I don't know who else they would do besides Nakamura.
What if, crazy theory. During the title match, let's say, to even the odds, or like the Bollywood boys are trying to, get into the Hell in a Cell. Or no, they're not even it's not even a Hell in a Cell match. So Bollywood boys, start to interfere. Styles' music comes on. He clears out the Bollywood boys.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't even matter how you get AJ into the feud.
But I mean, because they've
At
been
that
teasing some sort of connection between Styles and Nakamura,
Mm-hmm.
whether it be as rivals or as teammates turned rivals is anybody's guess. But honestly, and I don't like it, I say it's going to be a dirty win for Corbin. I don't think he's going to win clean.
Oh no, there's no way he'll win clean. Not anymore.
Anymore.
I'm just sticking with AJ. He's my guy anyway.
Yeah, I can't see him strapping Corbin at this stage. Not with all the heat he has.
I think they would.
If
I'm
they-
not happy about it.
Not after a major burial after SummerSlam, though. How do you lose to Cena and then beat Styles?
Right.
Cheating.
But
If they did strap Corbin, which I don't think they will, if they did, then the next SmackDown,
he's not even a good heel.
Dillinger's
He's a
gonna win the
horrible
title.
heel. Honestly.
Which
that
I
would be the only way they would strap him.
Which I would be 100% okay with, but then it's hot potatoing. It's getting close to hot potatoing. But like I said, honestly, I think they'll give it to Corbin. They've been having Styles come across as too like you've been having some really bad behavior, so I'm gonna beat you at Hell in a Cell and you're gonna learn. It's been coming across too much like that. Do you know what I mean?
Has, yeah.
So I feel like it's setting up.
It'll be interesting to see because they were really high on Corbin before.
I know, and then he
nobody else has been,
squandered
I don't think.
all his opportunities.
Yeah.
As so eloquently put by AJ Styles. All right, so the next match we're going to talk about is the match I'm personally the most excited for, the New Day, which is either going to be Biggie and Kofi, Kofi and Xavier, Biggie and Xavier. It's going to be two of them.
It's going to steal the show.
Yeah, it's easily versus the Usos for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships inside a Hell in a Cell. So this is going to probably, I'm calling it right now, best match of the night. Easily.
Over Hype Brothers versus Shelton and Gable?
I mean, over all of them.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm just emphasizing over all of them. Over the Styles and Corbin, over the women's match, over all of them. I really think
Corbin. I mean, he puts on such masterpieces.
so good, but
that deep six.
damn it if
deep 6-star match.
Damn it if New Day and Usos don't always steal the show.
They do.
They've consistently, their feud has been.
Do you think the title is going to swap hands?
I do. And I think this for a very technical reason, not because I think, they're really, really high on having the Usos have another title run, but I think because Kofi did injure himself to a certain extent
Here.
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
Here.
And Xavier Woods has been sidelined for a while.
Yeah.
I think this would be a way to have them sort of still remain as characters, but perhaps take off a little bit of the pressure of having to perform on such a regular basis. And then giving the Usos, I mean, they're going to put on an incredible match no matter what. But I mean, just giving the Usos that extra edge of they're the ones that sidelined New Day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then having them be the dominant tag team.
You really will be dominant
going
for
forward.
a while. 'Cause
I hope so. And there's
I can even
also
see some
Fashion
other
Files is
tag
coming
teams.
back.
Yeah, coming up.
I was going to say, I could see
can't wait for Fashion
Breezango
Files.
stepping up and taking the titles off the Usos eventually.
Which I think would be interesting.
Great.
Honestly, I've always been really really high on Tyler Breeze. I've always been a really big fan of him. He's always been really good at character.
This team has just brought it out in both of them.
Yeah.
It's spectacular because they started off as a complete joke.
Yeah.
And then through, from what I understand, a lot of people backstage going to bat for them. They slowly started getting more airtime, more matches, more
Triple H is a big
shows
fan
and
of
stuff.
Fandangos.
And of Tyler Breeze, honestly.
Is he?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure about Breeze, but I know he was really high on Fandango. And
Tyler Breeze was
If we get a
a
little bit of a
one-time
push-
FCW champion.
and it wouldn't fall through. So hopefully, I would like to see them get a tag title run.
Yeah, get a good.
They've been with it for so long now,
Yeah.
and they've actually improved so much, both as individuals and as a unit, that it wouldn't be so unbelievable.
Do you think we'll see something for a repackaged Harper and Rowan?
I say maybe a last-minute match that gets thrown in.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of really need it soon.
Yeah.
I think they need a monster tag team. or something to do with the Monster Heroes.
I predict AOP is going to be up before the end of the year. Authors of Pain from NXT.
You think they'll go to SmackDown?
I do.
Actually, I
It
kind
would
of support that.
Yeah. If you're really gonna have the New Day get a couple more title reigns, you would need
AOP.
You need them to go in and beat
some
people.
feuds with some good guys.
A tag team with a manager on top of that would be pretty interesting. Also,
Yeah.
Paul Ellering and Xavier going back and forth would be pretty interesting.
Oh, I didn't even think of that, but that would be great.
Ellering's pretty. I mean, of course he's Mensa.
He's
so
old school.
I don't know if Xavier was his or not.
I mean,
He's pretty
Xavier's
smart,
gonna be a
obviously.
doctor,
So
so
yeah,
even if he is not officially, he's still
yeah.
pretty high up there. And I mean, a lot of the promo work and just general character concept stuff came from Woods.
Right.
So, I mean, obviously he's got a really good grip on how to build a team, how to build a gimmick in general, and how to use both of those things
I
to
really
work
hope
together.
Xavier
They've
has
been
a huge future. With
they've been
them.
so successful, like so much
Yeah.
more successful than I think that it was originally anticipated. Because I remember the promos that they had for the New Day way back before they
Yeah.
debuted.
I know before their debut, yeah, the whole
Xavier would come out in the suit,
Oh, it was
They had
beautiful.
like this Nation of Domination feel to
Yeah,
him at the
that's
beginning.
the feel I got.
That's
a
what-
New Day. I thought they were gonna.
And then
put
they
that
That's
on.
dropped that, and they like shied off of it for about a month
Yeah.
or two.
And
Yeah.
then
And
they started
come
rolling
as,
out, yeah.
as New Day. Biggie was like this preacher sort of thing, and they just went with it.
And they started off as heels.
Yes,
They did.
So the
Big
New
heels.
Day rocks chants were
Well, it started out
Day
as
sucks.
New
Day
Day.
sucks.
It started out as New Day, and then the crowd caught on as
Yeah,
New,
New
Day,
Day
sucks, and then they
sucks.
tried to cover it up.
and
with
they
New
were
Day
like,
Rocks.
"What? New Day rocks?"
Yeah.
and then they turned face and New Day did indeed rock.
Yeah. Apparently, from like you say, Xavier and everything, all his ideas, and they didn't care about the tag team division, of course. So when they would say, "Hey, we got this idea, we want to do this and that," and they would be like, "Yeah, whatever," and Vince gave them the go ahead to do all these things, and they did it. And knocked
They
it out of
changed the
park.
game.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I really feel like because of the success of New Day, it got a lot more people to actually take the tag team division seriously, even if they started off as a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they worked so well together and they were able to have such good matches and good promos and good exchanges in general with whatever tag team they were working with at this time, that both of them got over from it.
Definitely
Oh,
with the Usos, it's turned it up a notch.
Oh,
'Cause they
God.
have
Yeah.
equally have improved.
Heel Usos, I cannot express how much I am a fan of heel Usos. I never thought I would be. When they turned heel against American Alpha, I was actually really sad because I was such a
I
big
was
fan.
excited.
I was such a big fan of so.
See, I didn't care for them as much as a face tag team. I liked them as a heel tag team.
I loved
They
them.
needed to turn heel.
I was
at that
down
point.
since day one ish. I always loved the Usos.
I was down since day one is H.
I was just gonna say,
That's
day
right.
one is H.
I'm not sure what the H stands for.
Hunter.
Mm.
Oh, it's levels, man.
Well, one of the three H's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was down since day one is Triple H.
I was down since Dave Lebec.
Where am I?
So like, are you doing like the warrior thing? You're looking at your hand.
Yeah. So the next match that I want to bring up is Natalya versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Smackdown Women's Championship.
Charlotte's gonna win.
Yeah, Charlotte wins, and this is my crazy theory. So we've had a lot of talk in recent weeks, especially after Paige posted a picture of her training at the Performance Center.
Holy cow, right?
I say she comes back at Hell in a Cell and sort of declares herself as the next in line, as it were.
Well, even out
I
off his
don't-
debut on Raw, I could see
What
that.
about-
I don't think she's gonna win it anytime soon, but I think that she's going to come back to SmackDown. We've heard a lot of things specifically through other wrestling news that it's more likely she's going to come back to SmackDown in her return and work a program with people that she's worked with a little bit more extensively in the past. especially recently with Natalia
Mm-hmm.
and Charlotte and Becky Lynch and all that, to have her sort of, or to have that sort of be her rebuild or repush, as it
I
were.
would almost expect them to have Ronda Rousey show up instead of Paige.
To build. I don't know if they would do it this
Just to
soon.
tease things. I don't see them. I mean, they do have the Paige movie coming out, but I find it hard that they would actually push Paige at all at this point. I mean, they're invested, but
The rumblings, not to no pun intended, that I've heard are that there is a very strong possibility that this year's Royal Rumble will have a women's Royal Rumble as well.
they should.
They've been having talks about that. They've already had a lot of firsts for the women's division
really
in the last couple
should.
years. So
And so
and
I
just
would
have those two matches.
I would say
Oh,
that
yeah.
if
That'd be it.
Rousey is going to show up, because that's from what I understand the eventual build, Rousey versus Charlotte at Mania,
Mm-hmm.
that Rousey shows up there.
a typical surprise Rumble entrant.
Yeah.
Sure, I can go with that.
Have maybe Baze and Rousey
Yeah,
as entrants.
yeah. It's totally a possibility.
Sure.
And have them work
You
together.
have so many people you could enter from the Mae Young Classic. I mean, really.
I mean, easily sane. I was gonna say.
They say
Hojo.
that the Royal Rumbles are such a cluster.
I love
that-
the Royal Rumble. It is
I do
my
too.
favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Oh yeah.
This past year's one, 10 was great.
10 was great. Oh, 10 was awesome.
10 was the peak,
Mhm.
I would say, because I had declared, I'm like, if Ty Dillinger doesn't come out at 10, I'm gonna stop watching. He came out at 10, and I was like, all right,
He did.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. 3, 2, 1, 11 hits Ellsworth, and I was like, I should have known that was the tone of the rest of it.
Ellsworth's gonna win this
But
year.
I kept watching. Ellsworth. The great thing about Ellsworth is his shirt, because I would wear that anything for Carmella shirt easily.
Oh, I thought you meant the one with his big face on.
No.
Oh, yeah. Classic shirt.
The anything for Carmella shirt I would wear.
Why isn't Ellsworth in 205? Was he like 211?
Yeah. I think he's just barely over the weight. I think is what it is. It
I
really
imagine
is.
most of them are over the weight. Honestly, I mean, they lie about their weights all the time. So
Oh yeah.
I would. Why not put him over there?
I don't know. We got focus though. So
Huge.
prediction for the Natalya versus Charlotte Flair. I say Charlotte wins. Obviously,
Charlotte wins.
Paige returns.
I would
Is
say
my-
Carmella
I might just
Cash
is
is
in
in?
the match somehow.
I might just go a step further and say with the return of Paige, that'll Carmella might take advantage and cash in on that opportunity if it does go that far.
Do you think Carmella, as a Miss Money in the Bank, will be successful on her cash in whenever it happens?
I think they should, honestly.
As the inaugural?
First,
Yeah.
the first one is cash in.
You know,
Has to
and
be, yeah.
and I would do it at the pay-per-view. I would have Charlotte win and Carmella cash in. Paige comes out, Carmella runs out from the audience, cashes in,
My theory for
wins.
Carmella's cash in is she uses it to jump brands.
Can you do that?
They did
There's no stipulation I think against it.
Yeah.
give her the free agent treatment like Cena.
I
don't
mean
I don't know
I
if I
don't
would
know
do
the
that.
exact wording. I don't know if it says title shot specifically for the SmackDown Women's Championship or if it just says for the Women's Championship.
I don't know.
It would be an interesting way to play it, because then you could have a lot more opportunities for her,
You could.
and especially because if Charlotte's gonna win, which I'm pretty certain Charlotte's gonna win
I
at
think,
Hell in a Cell,
I think
they're not
Raw-
gonna take it off of her anytime soon, and so if they were to have Carmella cash in on Charlotte, she wouldn't win.
I mean, if they just did a sleight of hand at the pay-per-view, have Charlotte chase Carmella for the next 2 months or whatever. Because Raw, I don't think they would do that because most of the focus will be on Asuka.
That's fair, but it would
And
be.
you already have Alexis there, and
Alexa.
Alexa, and yeah,
We'll see. That's my crazy crackpot theory.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not crazy.
So I'm the loose cannon.
Yeah.
Anyway, the
But SmackDown needs something because it's not the women's division isn't as exciting. I don't think.
see, but it's funny because I feel like
They're
on a
better wrestlers,
on a
probably.
weekly basis, SmackDown's able to use their women's division more effectively and
They
have
are.
have the opportunity for more of the women to shine. Whereas a lot of times on Monday Night Raw, it's like a singles match.
Yeah, but I just still don't think it's.
Recently, they've started doing tag team matches, but it's always been more or less the same tag team combinations, which allows those 4 women to shine. But then what about Mickie James? What about
Mickie James.
Mickie James? What about Mickie James? What about Alicia Fox, who only this past Monday came back
Yeah.
to television?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
and then for SmackDown, we see all of their women on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah.
Whether it be in segments or actually in matches on the show.
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see.
it's a tough call, but definitely Natalie walks out uncrowned.
Yeah,
She's gonna lose it.
she is not going to retain the championship past Sunday.
I don't think so.
I would be genuinely surprised if they do, but
Could be last minute change.
who knows? We'll see. The next match we're going to talk about is what's technically the most important match, but unfortunately not the main event of the pay-per-view. So it's Jinder Mahal with the Singh brothers, Sira brothers, Bollywood boys, whatever you want to call them. I call them the Bollywood boys. Versus Nakamura for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Not in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
With missed opportunity, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be in a Hell in a Cell?
Maybe at the last minute they make it a Hell in a Cell. I'm hoping, because I mean, it's the main title
Yeah.
at a pay-per-view, at a theme pay-per-view. It should be in a Hell in a Cell
It should be, especially since you consider the Bollywood boys interfere.
all the time.
So you would think it would absolutely be in a Hell in a Cell.
Keep the Sings and Great Khali
But the
out.
focus has been other matches.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate because this is an important match.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
WWE
because
title, yeah.
well, not only that, but I mean, if Nakamura loses this match again,
He will.
which I also think he will, which makes me sad. Then this entire build of having him sort of hot-shotted to the top of the card has been for naught.
Mm-hmm.
Especially after he beat Orton, he beat Cena, and now he's got.
Who do you have him feud with from here? If he loses.
Yeah, who's next after that?
Who knows?
I can't think of any.
I don't know anyone who's around that same level.
Mm-mm.
Because then you could have him feud with Rude, but then no matter what,
Rude's face.
whoever loses is going to be worse off for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they both are so new that they still should be pushed.
The only thing they could do is something with Harper. I mean, Harper just vanished from the title scene altogether. Not that he was really in the title scene, but he was being pushed there for a little bit with Orton as one of the bigger faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he had a shot against Jinder.
He was an
Out of the
intercontinental
blue.
champion.
Yeah, he had a title shot against Jinder out of the blue, and I think that was like the last match we really saw him.
Yeah. It was.
So, unless he comes back heel, interferes in the match, I don't know how the hell they would explain that.
They've been pushing him in house shows his face. In the match that he had over here in Oahu.
He took on Rowan,
That's what
Rowan
Rowan
being the heel.
Yeah, and he was the face of the
And
match.
Rowan hasn't been seen at all either. So.
Yeah, Rowan hasn't been seen even longer, I think.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they'll plan to do with that.
Have them come back at the SmackDown after, maybe. Because from what I hear, for Dolph Ziggler, he's on his way out.
Which is crazy. Why would you put so much effort into re-gimmicking him if he's leaving?
Another veteran, been in the company for how many years? Huh?
Missed opportunity there.
So many.
Yeah.
So many.
So
So
it feels like they really need a shake-up.
A
for SmackDown.
superstar shakeup, perhaps.
I hate that too.
No.
But they need either bring people up from NXT or something.
Or send people down to NXT if you have to. If you have to, put Dolph in
Why not?
NXT, sparking up the brand.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what they did with Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder showed up in NXT after sort of toiling around on superstars and main event for years.
Cesaro also.
And they sent him, they threw him back down in NXT, and he did incredible work, honestly, with Mojo Rawley, and he brought both of them up.
Mm-hmm.
I think Zack Ryder definitely is responsible for the elevation of both of them.
Yeah.
In a way that another superstar thrown in that same position or same, I guess, situation wouldn't have been as successful at. So.
Yeah, take that, Mojo.
Yeah. I just want Zack Ryder to win. I was so happy when he won the IC belt for a day. I was just like,
one whole day.
I was so proud of him.
That was a nice breath of fresh
So yeah,
air, honestly.
I don't know what they'll do with this. I can't picture them taking the belt off of Jinder.
I don't think they will.
Especially with the idea that they're going to do a tour of India.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how are you going to sell that if your champion is not Jinder Mahal?
Yeah.
If the champion of your people is not the champion of everything.
Yeah.
Even though he's from Canada.
Right.
Let's not forget.
Kills me. It's like, why don't we talk about that elephant in the room? But
Right.
nope.
Well, I mean, the Bollywood boys are also from Canada, but they also knew how to speak Punjabi.
Right.
And they actually had a lot of really close connections to their family in India.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Bollywood boys. And I like that they're being elevated to this point. I think it's just a shame that they're not being used as
It'd be
actual
great,
wrestlers, too.
And now I'll speak the
Have
language
them-
of my people, and then you start speaking French. For French Canada.
Oh, my God.
Or you just keep speaking English.
'Cause-
Oh, what? People would implode.
Now we get to the main event of the night. The main event not being a title match, mind you. The main event is Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens in a Falls Count Anywhere Hell in a Cell match.
I just want to see a Steenizer.
There's been a lot of fanfare coming up for this this match. I feel there's been a lot of attention around it, and I think that the work that both the McMahons as well as Kevin Owens, the work they've both put into the selling this feud has been really good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The fact they brought Vince in, they brought Steph in, sort of. You know, it's
The rumor,
interesting to see how this is going to unfold.
The rumor is that after this match, Owens is going to get taken to Raw.
That's what I'm also hearing. Also, yeah.
Which is weird because then he spent less than like a year.
Not even a whole 6 months.
Which wouldn't make any sense to do, honestly. Like, I guess they would bring him over to Raw to feud with Stephanie and maybe Triple H, but I don't see why you couldn't just do that on SmackDown.
Well, see, this is my theory. So, KO wins brutally because he's Kevin Steen. Even if he's Kevin Owens,
I want to see a Steenizer.
in his heart, he's Kevin Steen.
That's how he should win.
Um,
He's just Steenizer.
And like he cut an incredible promo. Was like, "Don't worry, you're not gonna jump off the cage. I'm gonna throw you off." It's like, oh god, it's so good. So I say,
It's going to be a crazy match.
brutalizes Shane. Where Shane is kayfabe written off because he needs to be hospitalized for months and months, and they bring Steph over there because Steph already showed up to an episode of SmackDown after Vince.
Right.
So have her be like, since in my brother's absence after he was so horribly brutalized by Kevin Owens, I've stepped in to bring order back to
It'd be a great way to
SmackDown
turn
Live.
Owens' face against Stephanie.
Yeah, because Stephanie
Because everybody
can't be a
hates
face
Stephanie.
ever. She
but
was
wouldn't it-
pregnant and a heel.
Wouldn't it be great to see Owens following her, even going over to Raw to cause chaos?
Have him be a
Really-
free agent of sorts.
Really give him this Stone Cold sort of push.
Yeah.
I mean, he has the potential, and obviously, if Vince was willing to take that bump, they see something in him,
I would
which
hope so.
which is amazing because for so long we're both really afraid of like, because he's not typical of what Vince McMahon likes, right?
Yeah. Big, muscly, sweaty man.
Yeah, Vince
Like
McMahon
Ryback.
likes big sweaty men. It's true. So.
It's damn true.
I set up for
Yeah,
no
walked
one
into
but
that one.
myself
You
to
walked
blame.
into that.
But so we've been all really concerned about where Kevin Owens is gonna fall as far as his role within the company. And he's been at the top, obviously. He's had the Universal title, and that was very clearly because of the rub from Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
Down to the point where they made it literally because of Triple H. And so to see that Vince McMahon himself actually comes out and does something means that they've definitely changed their opinion on him from a year ago even
He's
to now.
probably the best promo work on SmackDown right
Oh,
hands
like
down.
easily. He's
Hands
so, and he's such a well-rounded performer because anything that he
now. It feels so natural.
Yeah, anything that he says, any promo that he cuts, he immediately backs up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole thing's like, you said you're gonna drag me to hell, Shane, but people like me, they don't go to hell. No, people after what I've done to you at Hell in a Cell, people like me go to heaven, and I'm just
It's like so great.
Oh my god, it was so good. I've always been a really big fan of his ability to cut a promo. One of my favorite promos of all time is the promo he cut against Cornette at his return match when it was Kevin Steen versus Steve Corino.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was already such incredible work, and then just to see him just improve even more so to the point where he's easily the most solid on the microphone on SmackDown, and with anyone that he works with on SmackDown, anyone that he cuts any promos with, he is able to elevate, much in the way of like how we were talking about Zack Ryder was able to elevate Mojo.
Yeah.
Because Kevin Owens is so good at that, at talking up a good promo, it makes whoever he's talking for or against sound even better too. Even if he's slamming them.
He may even be able to get over Baron Corbin.
God, what if that's what they do?
Oh. Think so.
That would be nightmarish. They would obviously have to have him win because no, I mean Kevin Steen.
Oh yeah.
They would
Yeah,
obviously have to have KO win.
I hope so, because I mean, if he loses, it kind of takes some of the steam out of the feud. It would kind of put an end. Why would you even need Stephanie to come over if he loses?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that.
Unless he does something
K-
completely despicable after the match.
Yeah, I for sure think KO is gonna win.
But
Yeah.
if Shane doesn't take a huge ass bump before the pinfall, it's definitely gonna happen after.
Oh yeah, no, he's going off that cell.
Yeah, hit one way or
There's
another.
there's no doubt in my mind he's gonna go off, or pull a Mankind and go through.
Mick Foley will be cringing at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grabbing on his
He
newly
will be
repaired
having
hip.
nightmares.
Grabbing on his newly repaired hip.
Yeah.
Like, oh god. Good God Almighty, he's broken in half.
So yeah, I guess we'll see where our scorecard is
Yeah.
after the fact.
But I
This
definitely
Sunday.
have high hopes for this pay-per-view, because there's gonna at least be the one incredibly solid, probably show-stealing tag team match, and I definitely think that the work between Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon is gonna be excellent, because
Yeah,
Kevin
so
Owens
great.
is great at whatever he does,
And
but also because it's gonna be such good character work too. Between the two of them, Shane McMahon, who is a
always
but is also
wanted
at
to be a
this
wrestler.
point, when I'm not in this, but at this point, in his on screen persona, unshakably faced to having Kevin Owens, who is the best heel on SmackDown Live, head and shoulders above everyone else. Honestly, having those two fight at it. and then having Stephanie come in afterwards as the sort of replacement, as it were, to get revenge, because took out Vince McMahon, took out Shane McMahon.
The return of the Authority.
I think we would see the return of Steph as an Authority. I don't think Trips is gonna
Not
do
yet.
this.
Maybe a long set rivalry feud.
Like
working up till
eventually,
WrestleMania
but
kinda.
I don't think
Oh,
anytime
Kane
soon.
return.
Ooh.
No, he's running for mayor.
Is that not?
That's gonna be his
over
new
with
gimmick.
already?
It's
No.
gonna be his new gimmick, actually.
No, apparently, I read
'Cause it
something.
seems like it's been a while.
I read something earlier that he is campaigning for mayor, and Daniel Bryan, Team Hell No, are sort of playing that up to get him more votes.
Oh.
Oh yeah, nice little flyer for that.
I hadn't heard anything about it lately, so I kind of figured it was probably already over with.
Glenn Jacobs for mayor.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
yet
there a
another.
little fire logo in his name.
That's so great. Yeah.
It was so good. I'm, joining one of the many other professional wrestlers that are trying to lay a claim in politics.
He's
Jesse Ventura.
libertarian.
Jesse Ventura,
But Kane's very smart too.
Rhino
Rhino. Yeah.
put in his bid.
Oh.
He's gonna gore the competition.
Didn't Rhino lose?
Yeah, but there's still time. He can always run again.
Yeah, he could always gore the current mayor.
Yeah, and then that mayor would be unable
Right.
to fulfill their
duties.
mayoral duties,
Winner by
and then
default. There you go.
Yeah. Mm.
that's our predictions for Hell in a Cell. Some of them crazy, some of them depressing, but like Baron Corbin winning, that's depressing.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
And JBL returning. I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't think that'll
Mago.
happen.
Miracle. Oh, I love it, Miracle.
It's not gonna happen.
No,
JBL's gone.
I think he's done.
JBL is.
Hashtag JBL bullied me.
You're blocking me for no reason, like JBL. Those are our predictions. Hopefully, we'll see the good ones, the positive ones, come to light, actually happen, and the negative ones, hopefully will just stay crackpot theories. But we will see on Sunday.
Corbin wins. It's your fault.
Oh my god!
I totally blame you.
I'm gonna deep six you through a table.
I'd like to see him try.
Just by my power, the
By the
power.
of Grayskull.
I have the mana. No, but by my hatred of Baron Corbin and my anger, I just like Hulk strength it.
Let that hate flow through you.
Yes, good. So that's our review for Hell in a Cell.
Reviews, our predictions.
Yes.
She's tore up already.
Just
It's okay.
it's been a long day.
Yeah.
It's been a long day thinking depressing thoughts about wrestlers I like. And someone who's notably left off of the Hell in a Cell card is a relative of this guy, because they're not the same person.
No, totally two totally different people.
Like a distant cousin of El Genetico. You might have heard of him. His name is Sami
He's
Zayn.
got that. I don't know. Did they even mention anything about his neck or anything? If he's okay or
Something about thyroid issues or something like that.
thyroid issues. Well, there you have it. Sami Zayn and his thyroid. Not in this arm. I just had my flu shot.
Oh, now definitely in that arm.
God bless him, though. God bless the healthcare in Mexico. He definitely needs it.
Yeah.
Ole.
And on that note,
Bing bang. Alright, it's